president seems to think he can give a back-to-work, kind of a monolithic back-to-work command as a practical matter. It is local, state, and business by business. But this quote emerged from today. He said, "You don't need full testing." Doctor, what other metric can you use to know when, for anyone, it's safe to go back?
Yeah, well, the point that the president was making when you said full testing, I think the discussion said you want to test everybody in the United States for antibody, not whether they're infected or not. And I think that's sometimes, Brian, where there's some confusion. Testing for someone who's infected is a different thing than testing for antibody, because antibody gives you an idea of the number of people that have been exposed and infected and have actually recovered. So when you get an idea of that, you'll know those people who very likely would be protected if they were put into a situation where they might be exposed. That is part of a multifaceted way of the things that you might need to come back and make a gradual return to normality. It's important, but it's not the only thing. And I think that's the thing that needs to be emphasized. We're not going to have testing for everybody in the country tomorrow. It's going to be a gradual process where, starting with the next week or so, we'll be able to scale up the kind of antibody testing to give you a good feel for what the penetrance of the infection is. But you can start think about some aspect of getting back to normal without having tested everybody in the country. That's for sure.
In your perfect world, though, if Dr. Fauci ran the country, would you test 327 million Americans?
You know, I mean, obviously you would like to know that. That's not the primary thing right now. The primary thing is to essentially turn the corner on those areas that are hardest hit, the New York, the New Orleans, the Detroits. Right now, we're seeing the possibility of upticks in other areas right here in the Washington, D.C. area and Baltimore. That's the thing you want to do right now. In a perfect world, as you said, of course, as we get months from now and we have literally an unlimited amount of tests for antibody, of course it would be very interesting to see, and it could be helpful to us, how many people have actually been exposed and immune.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.